everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised. Retrostatic Radio presents Killing 15 Minutes.
Hello and welcome to Killing 15 Minutes, where you get your true crime fix in 15 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm your writer, Sam Rossi, and shortly I'll be handing over a rough draft of a script to my brother, AJ, who hasn't read it, who's most likely has no idea what we're talking about. This should be fun. Good luck, bro.
In another one of Sam listened to someone else so she has something to say, Sam was listening to The Crimes of the Century and the story of Adam Walsh, which is so well known to kids raised in the 80s and 90s, as it was one of the benchmark cultural shocks in the U.S. By that I mean that it was a benchmark case very similar to other, oh my god, moments such as Columbine or, really wish that Adam Walsh and Lindbergh Baby maybe? But that seemed more sensationalized than...
Lindbergh Baby works out on the fact that the system.
Or like Miranda laws.
Well, the Miranda law...
is Miranda versus the U.S. because
Miranda
due process.
Versus Arizona.
Or was it Arizona? I thought it was
Arizona.
U.S.
Nope. It was a U.S. case. It became part of the U.S. case.
Oh, okay.
That he was not told that he could get a lawyer.
Right.
And that he was not told that, whatever is you say will be held against you.
There was...
So, because he didn't get Mirandized...
Well, he couldn't be Mirandized.
Because of
but that's what I mean.
The benchmark case for that is that everybody now knows your Miranda rights.
Right, but that's sort of what I mean, is that it's a benchmark thing. Everyone knows, more or less, Actually, I don't know how many people understand that Miranda laws or Miranda rights are given because of...
Somebody else did not get theirs.
Which happens a lot. Sort of like, I'm assuming this is going to bring up Adam's Law.
Yes.
But anyways, Sam called me, and I hate when you put it in my... You're not supposed to put in what I'm going to say, either. Okay. You put it in your words so I can yell at you for writing as you for me. But anyways, yeah, Sam, after listening to it, Sam did call me and ask, can we break the child rule? And for this child, I said yes. This episode breaks the no children rule. You've been warned. That is a trigger warning for myself also. So I'll be leaving. Sam, you can read the fucking thing.
Okay, sure.
No, I'll do it. Because this is actually a very important one. On the afternoon of July 27th, 1981, Reve and her son Adam made a shopping trip to the Hollywood Mall in Hollywood, Florida. Hollywood, Florida?
Hollywood, Florida.
Okay. They went to Sears using the north entrance. Reve was looking for a lamp on sale when she left the 60-year-old boy watching some older boys playing the new Atari 2600 that was on display. When she returned a few minutes later, Adam and the other boys were gone. A store manager told her a fight broke out and they were asked to leave. The guard who escorted the children to the west entrance asked if their parents were in Sears. The boys answered no. Later, his parents conjectured that Adam may not have spoken up. Meanwhile, Adam was paged over the intercom, and a search of the store occurred. By chance, Jean Walsh was in the store and helped look for her grandson. Adam went missing before 12:15 p.m. His mother called Hollywood police at 1:55 p.m. On August 10th, a severed head was found in a drainage canal alongside the Florida Turnpike near Vero Beach, about 130 miles or 210 kilometers away from Hollywood. The discovery was made by Detective Ralph E. Latimer, Jr., and an unidentified deputy of Indian River County Sheriff's Office. Indian River County and St. Lucie County divers searched the canal. On August 11th, a reward of $100,000 was posted for Adam's safe return. His parents, John and Reve, made a plea on national television for their son's return. Soon after, the remains were identified as Adam's. The coroner ruled the cause of death as asphyxiation. The time of death was several days before his head was discovered. The rest of his remains were never found. John and Reve believed Hollywood police botched both the disappearance and Adam's murder cases. After investigation, Otis Toole was the murderer. Police concluded Toole lured Adam from the entrance. Toole confessed that he walloped him unconscious after Adam started freaking out. Toole drove his white 1971 Cadillac sedan DeVille, with a damaged right bumper, north on the Florida Turnpike to a deserted service road just north of the Rodenbaugh Road overpass in northwest St. Lucie County. When Toole realized Adam was still alive, he strangled him with the seatbelt before beheading Adam with a machete. Toole then claimed to burn the body after throwing his head into the canal. Toole claimed to have wanted Adam as an adopted son, though that seems very unlikely. Police found bloodstains in Toole's car. The blood was never identified. The police would lose the evidence, including the entire car. Toole would ultimately recant his confession. How do you lose an entire fucking car?
I don't
Please tell me it was hurricane season. I can at least not be pissed off that
It's completely possible that
that one of the hurricanes I would assume, does in fact damage. We've been through hurricanes.
Yeah.
It's very feasible but an entire fucking car?
I know.
In September of 1996, Toole died of cirrhosis while serving a life sentence for other crimes. What other crimes?
Murders?
You couldn't have made a little mental note of the dude who said that he murdered someone also murdered several other people?
He confessed to a lot of murders over the years. Like, if we took him at his word, he would have over 300 murders.
Toole's niece told John Walsh that Toole made a deathbed confession to the murder of Adam Walsh. Toole was never charged and could have been a serial confessor. Jeffrey Dahmer's father called into America's Most Wanted hotline soon after his son's arrest. Father Dahmer believed his son was a pedophile. What the fuck does this have to do with anything?
Just read.
Okay. 2 witnesses believe they saw Dahmer at the Hollywood Mall. All in all, there are no links that Dahmer killed the young boy. Dahmer said, "I've told you everything. How I've killed them, how I cooked them, who I ate," would probably make more sense.
Yes, that makes sense.
Who I ate. Why wouldn't I tell you if I did it to someone else? On December 16, 2008, Hollywood Police Chief Chad Wagner, with John Walsh present, announced they were closing the case. An external review was conducted and Toole was most likely the murderer, it had concluded. Adam Walsh's abduction and murder changed the U.S., and his death fueled his parents to make changes. The young boy's legacy lived on many more years beyond his years on Earth. In 1983, the television movie Adam aired, gaining 38 million viewers. After the movie, pictures of missing children showed with a hotline created for tips. In 1984 and 85, Adam aired again and again with missing children's photos. In total, 13 children were found out of the 55 posted. In 1984, the U.S. Congress passed the Missing Children's Assistance Act, with advocacy of the Walshes and other parents of missing children. It allowed the creation of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which is a huge thing.
Yes.
Also, the Code Adam program for helping lost children in department stores is named for Adam Walsh. On July 25th, 2006, the U.S. Congress passed the Adam Walsh Children Protection Act. President George W. Bush signed into law on July 27th. The bill institutes a national database of convicted child molesters and increased penalties for sexual and violent crimes against children. It also created a RICO cause of action for children predators and those who conspire with them. In 2016, it would be rolled into the Survivors Bill of Rights Act of 2016, signed by President Barack Obama. Sam rarely writes about the social impact of a crime, but here we are. Stranger danger became a thing. Well, I actually disagree with you on that.
Okay.
Stranger danger was what we were taught in the 80s and 90s. But the biggest problem with stranger danger, it also meant that people didn't realize that that the numbers were a majority not stranger danger.
Correct.
And I think while I think stranger danger is something very good and should be taught, it also hindered a lot of investigations into other things.
I can see that.
Because it became a matter of... It's actually why we started... they had to addendum stranger danger with, the, hey, I'm a friend of your mom's. Okay, what's our safe word? Code word. You're supposed to have a code word for your kids.
Yes. That's why the kids are expecting one person to pick them up, and they will not accept other people.
Well, that's always been my thing. Is like,
I'm a friend of your mom's. Okay, my mom has a lot of friends. I never met you.
I know who my aunts and uncles are. Richard Moran, a criminologist of Mount Holyoke College, said, "The case created a nation of petrified kids and paranoid parents. Kids used to be able to go out and organize stickball games." This dude from 1912?
Probably.
"And now, all play dates and the social lives of children are arranged and controlled by the parents. Fear still lingers today." Now, and this will go back to what I was saying, is that I agree. I don't believe that it's the Adam Walsh case is to blame for that. I use air quotes on blame, because it did do a lot of positive things. We should have had a missing and exploited children's database long before the national database of missing and exploited kids, or
before there should have been a database period beforehand.
There should have been. And John Walsh has done phenomenal stuff. I believe we talk about him in the next episode too.
We talk about his
America's Most Wanted and all that.
Yeah.
And honestly, John Walsh is one of the people I actually really look up to. I agree that we do currently have a lot of, we are a nation of petrified kids and paranoid parents. But that's where I brought up that stranger danger is a good thing to have, especially in the age of technology the way we have. You know what I mean?
Yep. Where
you can have internet friends, and and I think that's where things like Adam Walsh's kidnapping and murder hits people a lot closer to home, because it's the same reason why I don't like us talking about kids.
Yes.
Is I have kids.
Yes.
I have those. I don't want to think, because I do. I am the paranoid parent.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where I have to battle myself. Not battle necessarily, but I have to...
You have to let go a little bit.
You have to let go a little bit. But then in your head, it's all this fucking... then there's, Adam Walsh. Oh, what about Columbine? Oh, what about another friend of mine whose sister was killed on Halloween? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, luckily I don't have to. It's why I'm actually really glad I have boys. I use asterisks there because I would be, and it's another one of those double standards where it's a matter of, if I had daughters, I don't think I would be able to let go as much as I can since I have boys. Does it, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Because you don't, as a parent or an aunt, because you guys are so ingrained in my children's lives that they're also yours.
They are mine. Back to this.
But the point is that I don't think we have petrified kids anymore.
No.
There's where I think it shifts around, where, like after Columbine, you and I and tons of other not necessarily straightforward children, let's say, got talked to by guidance counselors, got put on lists,
Yes.
became subject to something.
Went to school with the flu because somebody decided that a Wednesday was a great idea to have a school shooting.
Or it's why a lot of people, even now, still use bomb threats to try and, get out of school for a day.
Yep.
It's a matter of, it's rarely the problem, I use air quotes there for problem, is that the kids aren't petrified. And I don't mean that in we need to scare tactics the kids. We tried that. It failed.
You got us.
And that's sort of one of those things. If you think that kids suck now, it's your generation's fault. Okay? Because as the parent, I truly understand. I mean, and I don't mean to negate anyone who still has empathy or anything like that without having kids. Because it is, on some level, you can truly understand what it means. You know what I mean? Because emotion is its own thing, but I understand. I do understand, and it worries me. The thing is that we have paranoid parents for a reason. My parents were well.
We got the Gen X upbringing because we were poor.
We got the best parents we could have for who we as people were. Does that make sense? For instance, spoilers, we were allowed to drink at home. You were allowed to have your parties down at the beach.
Yep.
But the rules were very, very simple. But very, they were hard rules, but there were few rules. Don't overdo it and don't go anywhere.
And don't forget to clean up after yourself.
And don't forget to clean up after yourselves. Now, someone hearing that from an earlier generation might be like, cool, yeah, that's the way to go. Someone from a newer generation who went to bad versions of those parties could easily turn around and go, no, you're never allowed to drink ever in your life. You're never allowed to go out anywhere. Do you know what I did at your age?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes. But that's where it takes extremes. I think that's ultimately the take to come out with. You should death is never a good... Here's where you're going to have to edit some. Murder is bad.
Yes.
That does not mean that positive things can happen because of that murder. That is the worst way to phrase it, and that almost sounds like it's, it's a good thing. It's not. But ultimately, as a society, it's good until it's not, is how we usually play it. Now, of course, then you can argue, well, no, because lynchings were never really good, and it took several FBIs and several acts of Congress to get them to stop lynching people in the South.
Yeah.
But it was good for people until it wasn't. And then when it wasn't, then all of a sudden you had, a lot more activism against it, a lot more protest for change. And I hate talking about all this. It is always senseless when someone dies. When someone is murdered, when someone's life is shortened unexpectedly from what it should be.
Yes.
There is no reason any child should die. And that means murder, that means poverty, malnutrition, abuse, children. Now, the irony there is that I'm actually pro-choice.
Just for those of us who timed this, we are at 27:31, and Sammy's going to try to get that under 15 minutes.
I think that might be doable.
I think so, too.
I did pad that a little bit.
All right. What do you say?
I say, I feel, I hate talking about kids.
Okay.
That's it. I hate talking about kids when they are hurt. Because I'm a parent and because I have a good heart. And with that, I'm AJ Carey.
I'm Sam Rossi. Later, y'all.
Killing 15 Minutes is hosted by Arthur Carey, with scripts written and researched by Sam Rossi. If you like this episode or want to stay updated on this series, consider following Killing 15 Minutes on Patreon or Retrostatic Radio on all major social media platforms. Good night and God bless.
You're watching Retrostatic Radio.
Wheel of Random is turn, turn, turn. Tell us the 15 minutes we shall learn.
I'm Sam Rossi, writer and co-host of Randomly 15 Minutes, where the Wheel of Randomness gives me the topic and I write about it.
I'm Megan Klodnicki, and I'm the host of Randomly 15 Minutes. I cold read what Sam writes and learn in real time about a random topic.
You can find us on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.
Follow us on Facebook at Randomly 15 Minutes to get more random facts.